What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be watching a video created by Boomstick Gaming. Now I will have their name and this video that we're watching linked in the description. It is called 15 Tips That Will Make Your Life Easier in Path of Exile 2. Now, usually we're featuring Monster Hunter on this channel, but I'm a big fan of games like Diablo 4. I think they're called AARPGs or AA or whatever the hell it's called, but I love them. I love looters games, and I'm a big fan of Path of Exile. I do have 2 videos on the channel. Make sure you guys check those out if you haven't seen them already. But as I am loving this game, I do love tips to understand how to play the game better. I'm not that far in the game, but I am very curious to see what Boomstick Gaming has to say. And without further ado, let's dive in.
Tips to improve your character and your life in Path of Exile 2.
And your life, I like it.
Easy upgrades and hidden quality of life features to weapon mechanics that give you deeper customization of your moves.
Holy crap, okay.
I'm Alex.
Okay, this guy is far in the game, all right? I can tell by he has all of his little attacks here. That's just number 1. Number 2, look at these flasks. Oh, I'm kind of in the way. So let me just delete myself for a second, but look at these flasks here and whatever this is. So this obviously shows that he is quite far in the game, and this will be some very good information.
Currently sick right now, but I do love a good exiled path. So let's see where this one leads. Okay, this first one is a really easy way to improve the core stats of your gear that I see a lot of new players entirely missing. You just have to have made it far enough in Act 1 to unlock the salvage bench.
Oh, that's cool.
Once you have that, or actually even before, start picking up and saving in your stash any loot drops you find that list quality right here.
Okay.
Yes, this trick I'm about to explain even makes it worthwhile.
I did see that he ran over something before and it said quality plus 20% or something like that. I don't know what that means. Maybe he'll explain it.
Sift through all those white items you've just been leaving littered all over the ground. Even low-tier white items can be highly valuable to your progression if you bring home the ones that have that quality.
That's really cool. I mean, if you think of a game like Diablo 4, again, this is just my own experience with this because I haven't played Path of Exile or Path of Exile 1 or 2 very deeply. So, you know, you have your list of items and your quality of items, I guess I should say. You have your whites, blues, purples, golds, or what, I don't know what they are in this game, but whenever you pass that point of getting your white items in, let's say, Diablo 4, you just never need them again. So it's pretty cool to see that this guy, as far as he is still saying that white items or white weapons are still worthwhile. So it's kind of cool.
It's also useful to buy any equipment from vendors with quality listed on them, and you can just type in quality in the search bar to automatically highlight them.
That's awesome.
Now take any of that quality junk you're not going to use and crunch it at the salvage bench. That'll spit out upgrade items you can immediately apply to either your armor or weapons, which are an easy flat-out increase to the core stats of your character's gear. You can raise your equipment's quality multiple times by doing this, and by default it goes up to plus 20% improved numberage.
Holy crap.
If you're stuck on a boss, you can try to focus on finding those quality items that have dropped, or you can check the vendors you have access to grab their stock of
That's really cool.
gear.
And I can see every time he's putting in a little upgrade on, the quality is going up. So before, if we take it back a couple seconds here, we just saw 12, and then it goes to 14, and then this is where we were.
Turning those directly into increased stats for yourself is a simple way to chip away at the difficulty. Also, keep in mind that every vendor in every town refreshes their stock of items after each time your character levels up. Later in the game,
that's good to know.
Jump around and check every vendor for quality items when you're trying to max out every piece of your build in PoE 2. Whenever I hear the word PoE, my brain immediately goes to capturing the...
Is that what people call it? PoE? That's awesome. From Zelda? That is awesome. But do people call this game PoE? Or do they call it PoE?
The little things in Ocarina of Time. Anybody else? Next, sometimes you're like, is this weapon actually better, or is this one? This one? This one? Well, if you open the skills tab when you're doing this, it
Okay.
actually lists a rough estimate of the DPS calculation for your basic attack and every ability. Swap those weapons back and
Damn.
forth and watch the DPS number for
That's
a
cool.
simplified answer to
That's
that question.
really cool.
There's also extra options for each skill that I see a lot of people missing. On any skill, you can actually click this tiny arrow, yeah, this tiny thing right here, to open a somewhat hidden sub-menu.
Okay.
You'll find in here an option to force to stand in place when you're using that attack, or choose to fire it with just weapon set 1 or weapon set 2. When toggling back and forth between weapon sets per ability, watch your DPS number on the side. You might get more damage output out of certain skills if you force it to use one weapon over another.
That's really cool.
On controller, you can get to...
I like just the UI of this game and how you can easily search things, like how he was searching quality at the merchants. You can also, when you're looking at your skill tree, you can search specific skills and it'll show you the tree that you need to take or the route you need to take.
to that sub-menu by
like
selecting a skill, then going to skill options. There you go. There it is. Here I actually wanted my perfect strike skill to use my slower but higher damaging two-handed weapon for it. So I set that skill to only be used with weapon set 2 and
That's
set
cool.
all of my other skills to use my faster weapon set 1. If you do these changes, the game will automatically swap to the corresponding weapon you set instead of whichever one you're currently wielding.
That's so cool that you can combo attacks and weapons like that. That is absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane.
Never have to manually hit the swap weapon button yourself. This lets you create a deeper customized moveset for your character
That is so
seamlessly
cool.
flows between two equipped
I really
weapons.
like that because, again, you know, from playing Diablo 4, I would always play the rogue class, and, you know, having a bow or having the daggers, right? It didn't flow as well like it is right now, is how they're explaining this. I think they changed it later in the game where you don't have to like have the same weapon out or whatever. But they changed it for ease of use. But for me, it was already too late at that point. But I like that. I really, really like that.
At the press of a button. I'm hopped up on cold medicine to get this done. Next, when you unlock your first weapon set passive skill point, notice that in the skill tree, you can select to distribute points in just weapon set 1 or weapon set 2. You can use
That's
this
cool.
feature to branch off in one path with one weapon set and an entirely different path with your second weapon set. Like here, for example, I wanted this 25%.
That is very complicated, but I can understand how cool it is if you like understand what you're doing.
To increase defense for my shield, but I only needed to skill up in that direction with weapon set 1 that has a shield. That way I can repurpose those extra points for something more useful to my two-handed weapon in set 2. You
That's
can only
so cool.
branch off a few extra nodes.
First and foremost, this damn skill tree, like I understand that it's like every skill from every class, right? But when you just zoom all the way out, it is so overwhelming that it's crazy. But if you understand what you're doing, it all makes sense, which I don't. So it's just overwhelming.
From the main artery path at first, but as you progress through the game, you'll be able to branch off more in separate directions. Okay, now similar to the first tip about seeking out quality items, also keep an eye out for drops, yes, even white drops, with this little symbol next to them, indicating they have a socket slot. Use
That's
the
cool.
salvage bench on anything with a socket, and it'll give
That's
you
good
a
to know.
material that lets you
So
add
there's
your
a
own
dot by the
sockets
name
to
of
your
whatever
own
it is.
gear after you've accumulated 10 of the things. You can also use gold to purposely buy cheap socketed items to then salvage and put towards adding sockets to your favorite equipment.
That's cool.
Next, your health potion, mana potion, and charms will earn back charges after you kill enough enemies. A
That's good to
higher
know.
rank enemy like this yellow guy will refill more than a low tier guy. Taking down
That's
something
really good
even
to know.
larger with a legit boss bar will refill even more. So when you find a lot of the bosses have phases with little swarms of minions coming after you, hey, it's actually an opportunity put in place so you can earn back your health and mana. Also,
Thanks for not
passing
showing
by
it.
a checkpoint or activating a
That's,
waypoint will
I mean, I'd probably still forget regardless, but
instantly refill all of your resources, so then you won't have to travel back to town to use the well quite as much. Next,
cool.
when you pop a support skill gem, it's actually only showing you the dev's recommended upgrade options.
Okay.
Hit all gems at the bottom of this tab to reveal every possible
Oh
support gem.
my god.
You can also toggle between sorting.
Again, overwhelm? Yes, a lot of overwhelm. But if you know what you're doing, this is cool.
Just intelligence, dex, or strength-based gems. Just make sure the one that you're getting is compatible with the ability type you're planning to use, and that you meet its attribute requirements. I actually took off this magnified support gem that was recommended for one ability and slapped it on my totem instead, which increased its overall area of effect, which was not recommended. When you remove a support gem, you can toggle over it to see every other skill it's compatible with. Now, some players might prefer 0 health bars all over the screen, and some might prefer to see health bars all over above each enemy.
I like health bars.
Go into the options, interface, then show mini life bar above NPC.
It is cool that you can take that off, but I prefer to see it because I just want to know how much health they have, you know what I mean, in comparison to mine.
Only save. Now you'll be able to easily see which enemies around you are nearest to death, if that's something you want.
Oh, so you can,
interface focused. If you hold Alt, you can select highlighted keywords on gear to learn what they actually mean. But also, you'll find this tiny pin symbol in the corner. That lets you pin items to the UI itself. Maybe you're live streaming or something and the chat keeps asking you what that last item actually was.
That's really cool.
Well, just pin that item on the screen and continue playing. On controller, I couldn't find a way to pin items in the same way, but let's be honest, it's more of a PC gamer thing.
Oh my god.
Screen and tons of unnecessary stats. Oh, there I am. Controller users, I got something just for you though. If you're not into bringing up this full screen menu each time, you can actually go into the options, select interface panel mode, and set it to either right or left. That changes your menu to be the smaller, more seamless
That's
version.
cool.
And it even has this adorable micro version of the ridiculously sized skill tree.
That's funny.
Do you want to link an item in chat on PC? Well, hold Alt, Control, and then click the item to put it down in the chat bar. On controller,
that's
hold
cool.
Square on PlayStation or X on Xbox, then hold left trigger to switch over to the chat bar to send it. Keep
That's
in mind,
really cool.
Nobody will be quite as excited about your gear as you are. The overworld
Facts.
map indicates any bosses or chests that you missed in an area, but definitely don't miss any with this little plus symbol next to them. These bosses are the ones that give you green items that give you permanent bonuses for your character. In this case,
that's cool.
I just got 10% permanent resistance to fire.
That's cool.
Next, once you reach the relic altar and can start taking on randomized trials, this roguelite style mode puts a big focus on avoiding damage entirely. Every time you're hit, your honor bar is drained, and if it's fully depleted, the run ends. I recommend taking at least one good mobility, dash, or jump skill in here, because there are many ways you can skip and avoid the traps that are scattered all over these areas. Also, after the room's trial is complete, the traps will shut down, which is a good opportunity to go back and find any chests
some loot
you might have missed. Now, before I close this out, here's a really random attention to detail I noticed. Outside of the very first town, you'll find tons of trees being chopped down and stacked for use. Large piles of decaying logs tend to become infested over time with thousands of insects.
He's chasing a little rodent.
That's why you'll find little hedgehogs scavenging this
Oh my god, that's so cute.
else in the game.
I did run into run 2. I thought it was like a little rat. I didn't take the time to fully zoom in like this. This is pretty cool.
Hedgehogs are naturally attracted to piles of decaying wood, since they become a treasure trove of bugs that they can eat, like earwigs, lice, and centipedes. Yum. Who knew the Path of Exile 2 devs
It's pretty funny.
That level of ecosystem
It's like a
detail?
Monster Hunter thing there.
Alright, hopefully some of that info is helpful during your playthrough. And I'm curious,
it absolutely
which
was.
class did you guys end up picking on your first go?
The monk.
That's it. Thanks for watching today. I'm Alex, and I'm gonna go to bed. Actually, nope, I'm playing more.
You fooled me. Alright. Alright guys, you guys make sure you sub to this channel and like this video. Huge W. Honestly, these 15 tips that he gave me made a big difference for me. So now I know what to look out for. This has increased my overall gameplay already, so I am excited to hop back in and look for more of these things that he said and use some of these like quality of life changes that he was talking about as well. massive W video. Thank you, Boomstick Gaming. Again, guys, the name and the video here will be linked in the description. So make sure you come here and you sub to his channel and you like his video. Thank you, Boomstick Gaming, for the amazing entertainment. And guys, with that, I'll catch you in the next one.